Hello and welcome to Learn C++ in an easy way. If you look at this page, you see the function main, which is an integer value function, and it returns 0 to us. We can construct our own function as we wish. For example, you want to have a function that takes integer x and give you x 2, 3. That means x times x times x. So here we write a function cube, which is an integer value function. It returns us an integer. For example, here I write return 0, but we are going to change it. Then um, how does it work? So it's going to take an integer number, right? And multiply x 3 times. So we define integer y to be uh, equal to x times x times x. So we ask the function to return y. So this is an integer, right? Y is an integer because it's multiplication of three integers. We can also change it to a double value function, right? So we just simply write double instead of integer, right? When our number is big, it's useful to have a double function. Good. Now we can use our function in the body of our main function. So, for example, I write it here that for integer I equal to 1, I less or equal to, for example, 7, print the cubic of I, right? So print cube. Here our program goes and find cube and calculate cube of I and print it. So cube should be defined before main, right? Because it should know about it. So this is what it brings, cube of integers from I equal to 1 till I equal to 7, right? So this function should be defined before main. However, we can bring also the definition after int main, but even in this case, we should keep the first line. So that means that, okay, you um, can bring the definition after main, but here you put a semicolon and delete this one, yeah? Because main should know what you are running. And when it gets to cube, it should know that it is before main, right? So the same result, but we keep the first line, right? We can also change the function a little bit. For example, cube star. So here we run cube star, and also the same here. We should also change this one. But for example, we write okay, add the result with 89. Another important way is deleting the definition of function from here and put it in another file and link it to the uh, main function here. This is very, very important way, and by this way you keep the structure of your function somehow as a secret, and everything also would be nicer, tidier, and more elegant, right? So how does it work? We need to go to the main folder where our main CPP is. Then in the same folder we create two more, which one is CPP. So it's going to have our definition of function. So I call it cube dot CPP. So um, we just need to write the definition of function, right? So I paste the definition here, which I copied from the main file. So it's done, right? So here we write definition, which is okay. And we also need to create another file. It's not CPP, it is .h, which is header.h, and the name should be the same as um, cube CPP, but it is header, so cube.h. So what we do here, we just write the first line of our function, cube int x colon. So now everything is done. We go to the main part and we should link the main um, file to the two other ones so that the program can work. So what we do here, we just add include, then we write here cube.h, finish. By this way we did linking and everything works together very well. So we run our code and we see how it works, right? So it works perfectly, done. So in this video we learned in three ways we can put our functions, that before main, after main, or in a different file. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you soon.